Geez, the lava itself is getting way more hotter than it thought, but hey, on the plus side though, it's only for about a few shorter levels, and you know, you get the idea with the solution. So, hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Blossom here once again, and I'm the likes of the forms of the Maxi Toys videos, and same applies for, I am the leader of the Powerpuff Girls universe after all. So, excuse me. Anyways, welcome back to my last play of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe via the new Super Luigi U game for the Nintendo Switch. So, last time we actually did completely done with everything in Moraine Clouds, and today for this episode is the fact that we are about to be exploring through the 8th world in this particular game, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be Peach's Castle. So, again, just like before, there's not much entirely too much levels to be had here, so even then though, there's just only like 6 levels at piece. So even then though, there's also this very last secret exit that we can actually come across. But even then, at least I found the secret exit route to be a lot more easier to able to actually get to, unlike the ones in New Super Mario Bros. U sometimes to me, because I don't know what it is though, it's because I'm having trouble with the forms of that P-switch montage and all that stuff. But hey, on the plus side though, we don't have to worry about this kinds of stuff. Although, you still need to able to worry about those meteor showers every once in a while. But nonetheless though, it's not that bad of a level. And plus, I will say though, is that before, when we get to the final main world of the game, by the forms of Superstar Road and During Tomorrow, that this one might actually be somewhat a little bit difficult. But I would still say that how the fact that since I managed to able to actually conquer every single part of the actual game, then I managed to able to just, you know, find this very easy and top-notch at the same time. So yeah, that's about that. And we'll go back to this level for one last time, because obviously we'll go after the final secret exit in the game. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this level is called Magma Moat. For those of you who have not seen our original Let's Play of New Super Luigi U, then, you know, you get the solution for that part. So even then though, this time around though, we'll go ahead and switch to Luigi once again. Now, I'm thinking to myself that just like in the forms of how it does in the New Super Mario Bros. U Let's Play, or in this case, the New Super Mario Bros. U mode, from the likes of the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, I'm probably not gonna able to, play as Nabbit for a little bit amount of time, like the forms of how it does in the New Super Mario Bros. U mode, just because, well, I'm probably not going to able to be bothered with that specific points, just like the likes of how it does in the Mario version of this particular game, but nonetheless though, except the fact that, well, you know. Alright, so here's the secret exit, in this case the final secret exit in the entirety of the New Super Luigi U, so naturally now we can able to focusing on the normal exits for the normal levels, so quite surprised about that, and yeah, that's what I can really think about. So anyways though, let's move on to the forms of Peach's Castle 2, and let's go ahead and switch back to Yellow Toad. And before we start this off, we'll go ahead and use the Ice Flower, because I thought that we might as well able to save some of those easiest items until we get to the toughest levels throughout. So here we go with Magwool River Cruise. Even then though, once again, we still need to utilize the forms of that specific numbered platform over there, and then as a result, then you would able to actually proceed. But again, 5 or more enemies, then we would able to actually just manage to let the platform stop. So even then though, we need to keep an eye on that. Well, usually most of the time, because I believe one of the star coins was actually required for either the Koopa Shell tossing, or you can able to temporarily freeze your enemy, and then transform them into an ice block, then toss it, then you would able to get it that way. So yeah, you get the idea with that. Excuse me, I got something in my throat there. I must admit though, I do apologize for that. It's because Buttercup did manage to able to tell me to able to force me to able to eat one of the chili peppers, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then she just makes me eat one, and then as a result, I just felt my throat is actually getting a little bit more stuck around here. So even then though, that I do apologize for the forms of that specific coughing, as far as I'm aware for this point. Just because of how the fact that, well, I just had any of those food for the time. So even then though, yeah, as far as I can say. So anyways though, let's move on to the forms of the third level in the forms within Peach's Castle, and that will have to be Hot Cogs. So even then though, this might be the only time we might actually stumble across, well, technically, at least ever since in the forms of the first tower level, in the forms within Acorn Plains, but we haven't seen those little cogs contraptions for a ridiculous amount of time actually. So even then though, yeah. And of course we need to watch out for is these little plotter boos, as you can see right there. And for the most part, this level's not too bad though, even though that it might be pretty tricky sometimes, especially because of how the fact that most of those cogs, or the spinning cogs I should say, can get pretty ridiculously fast sometimes. Well, not so much in the fast speed, but it goes like in normal speed sometimes. But apart from that though, it's not that big of a deal. So anyways, there's the last and third of the final star coin, but even then I'll have to take my invincibility frames and get rid of my P-Jet form, so just in case I can able to grab it from here. Even though I could wish if there was a ice flower in here, but obviously I would appreciate if I was going to be going for Blue Toad in this level, but honestly I think I should probably save him for the next level, which appears to be, well, obviously, Peach's Castle-4, so even then though, might as well able to do that. And I'll save Luigi for the current event level from towards the in front doors, and I'll save Toadette once again by the forms of the final battle, because do you remember by the forms of the new Super Mario Bros. U mode that I forgot to able to show you guys by the forms of that specific you know, that specific P-Jet ending, or in this case, Peach reacts to the forms of P-Jet and all that stuff, and makes it appear. But I'm also able to actually hopefully try to do this with this particular version this time around though, but I'll get into more details onto that when we get to it. So even then though, oh great, oh jeez, oh Christ, that was a really bad start for this. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh jeez, that was really close. Why do I do that? I always hit the freaking ceiling! Let's go kill myself. I've no idea why this is caused to be happening right there, but I'm guessing because of how the fact that I accidentally just managed to hit the ceiling twice. Well, at least for the actual parts itself right there, so that was a bit unfortunate. But on the plus side though, we got ourselves a PA corn though, so we'll use one of those. So probably not gonna waste them all though, just because I need to still save them until, you know, towards the very end of the game. So, well, until we get to the ninth and the final main world of the game. So, yeah, you get the idea. So, here we go with, I'm assuming this is actually called Fireball Cliffs or something like that. Or perhaps maybe, Fireball Rising. I'm presuming that's what the actual, like, you know, the level's called. But again, I'll find things out and drain at some point or another. But let me know on the actual thoughts about it, so... But again, I really do apologize for any forms of the lack of dialogue or any speech for this matter, just because once it... Okay, I'll take it. Thank God that blocks, or this disappearing blocks, doesn't even crush me all of a sudden. So even then though, I can just simply zipping through the actual main level. So there we go, that's it for that level done. And let's just go ahead and move on to the next level, such as current events. So... But even then though, we'll go ahead and switch over to Luigi. So, because of that though, I'm probably not going to go for that bit on this particular level because, well, I feel like the fact that it might actually break the challenge. So, even then, let's just go straight to it with, you know, current events as Luigi. So, even then though, but again, we'll save the final battle until whenever we select Toadette once again. So, naturally, that's how it usually gets. So... Oh, it's this part right there. We still need to be able to deal with this particular tilting platforming section right here, and screw my jumps right there. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue, and... Oh, that's a bit rude, Bob-Bomb. You're just like, oh, move out, pardon me, coming through, I'm late for work. And I was just like, oh, you really trying to budge me over? Jeez, thanks. And you're trying to kick me out of the castle, like without any permission. Jeez. What's going on with that Bob-Bomb today? Anyways though, let's try this again. Let's see if I can actually just, you know, just trying to pass it this time around, and hopefully not much of an issues right there, but either way, we'll just cope with it, I suppose. And once again, we need to, I think this might be the only time we're going to be able to be using the motion controls, you know, mechanic in the forms within a New Super Luigi U game, as opposed to a New Super Mario Bros. U, that the only time it's motion controlled, it was the forms of, well, specifically two things actually, which is one level from, you know, in Moraine Clouds at the very end, and especially noticeable with, for this particular level, so, but either way though, that New Super Luigi U only has like one level to able to utilize the motion controls, so even then though, that makes it purely obvious. So anyways, there's a pipe right there, but actually it may actually contains like a warp cannon, so I'm probably not gonna able to do that throughout, so let's just go ahead and be very careful right there, and oh no. Oh, what? Ah! No, frick it, I'm cutting it. Alright, back again, and there I go. Alright, so now we need to able to be very careful right there. Whatever, I'll take a shock, and there we go, finally. And there's an 8-bit sprite of Luigi right down there, so if you're probably wondering where that is, so... But there we go, we are done with current event. I actually have to admit though right away, I always have a hard time with these particular level types, especially because of how the fact that, well, I'm used to with the forms of like, the actual main platforming stages without any motion controls involved. Well, except the fact that in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, this makes perfect sense because obviously that it utilizes the Wii remote controls and all that stuff, but I just don't know if I actually get the sense of that though. But anyway, so here we are now, onto the forms of, what else, the final battle in New Super Luigi U, and as promised, we'll go ahead and select Toadette, and we'll actually use the Super Crown. So if that's the case, then I'll show you in just a moment right there, so let's get to it. Okay, quick error right there, because I have to keep on restarting this level, because this is actually my 4th attempt doing this, because, for the love of God, Bowser Jr. is actually wrecking me up. But either way though, that because of this though, that sometimes he always just trying to get to me, like the forms of like, let's just say, if you're trying to able to actually just trying to go for star coins, that's fine. But if you're trying to able to speed things up with the actual main level, jeez, he really just trying to catch me off guard. But either way though, especially because of how the fact that since I'm gonna be, like, if I want to show you something, like the forms of like, if you manage to able to stumble across with Peach, when you're still able to be currently on Peachette, sometimes it's really darn difficult just to able to keep up with the actual power-up itself. But even then though, because I keep on getting screwed over by the forms of that stupid Bowser Jr.'s laughing technique right there when he goes like in a diving formation. Oh Jesus Christ, he really did catch me off guard right there. But nonetheless though, since we've made it towards the forms of what else, Bowser himself once again, but this time around though, I believe Princess Peach, or in this case Peachette, can able to do a lot of work, but of course I still need to able to avoid those fireballs. That might be the ultimate challenge, I think, but the forms of this particular level itself, because if you really want to see, you know, what happens if you manage to bump into Princess Peach while you're still in Peachette form with Toadette, then good luck for you, because even then though, you probably won't know if what's gonna happen whenever you're trying to deal with that. But nonetheless, the warp jump might actually still exist a thing, and there goes Bowser for, well, considering the amount of times with the forms of that specific axe with the switch. So there we go, we actually done with it. Oh wait, just kidding, because I'm pretty sure enough, the actual final boss wasn't completely done yet, just because, well, obviously we've got ourselves the final phase to deal with, which is of course Giant Bowser, so yeah, it's nothing too remarkably special about the forms of some, you know, changes. I kinda wish there's more variety on them, like the forms of, you know, let's say like Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episode series, but either way though, there's not much I could really think about. Alright, since we're still in Peachette, and as you can see there's Princess Peach all the way to the distance, this is what happens if you manage to able to transform into Peachette and make it to this point and you meet up with Peach.
What?
So yeah, this is what happens. Peach somehow gets confused about the fact that there was actually 2 Princess Peaches, but it turns out about the fact that it was actually, like, as you can see on the player, extra lives for that department, that we're still playing as Toadette technically, but the ultimate transformation was actually Peachette. So yeah, she actually got confused. So even then, though, that again, it's only exclusive if you manage to able to transform into Pidgeot, but only in Toadette's playable character. And I believe this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive for that specific scene. But even then, though, that might be the only changes between, you know, if you could imagine of how the fact that these two Peaches will become lesbians. Well, it might actually not happen, because as soon as you're able to actually deal with the final boss again, like if you manage to able to kick Bowser's butt, well, the ending itself is pretty much unchanged. So even then, though, it might actually still transform back to the forms of Toadette. So again, there's not much anything else different about it. So even then, though, it will be shocking though if Peach and Pidgeot will able to actually, like, if the normal regular Peach were able to kiss Pidgeot, and then that'll become like a lesbian types, but somehow it wasn't. So even then, though, that's only because it still looks perfectly intact. So, oh, please don't tell me. Ah, I'm trapped. Oh, jeez, I did not notice he was trying to do that. Jeez. But anyway, there's something I want to mention about this actually. It's the fact that during and recently, about the fact that Sega has now able to actually just announce there's going to be a Sega festival that's going to be hosting and during the likes of, let's just say at the very end of March month, which usually will about to be announced roughly after Yoshi's Crafted World is about to be released for the Nintendo Switch and all that stuff, which is kind of funny because either way though, because of how the fact that, well, in some usual Nintendo Switch stuff, well, I don't know about you, but either way though, let's just go ahead and end things off. And there goes Bowser, and you know, you're able to actually go for this particular slowly fall off the ledge kind of syndrome, and he's giving up. Well, it all depends though, really, if the next Mario game is about to be announced, but who knows, we'll able to actually know, we'll find out what happens until in the future. But I digress, you know, we'll enjoy the ending of New Super Luigi U for, what else, for the DLC originated from, you know, New Super Mario Bros. U for the Nintendo Wii U, and especially noticeable with the forms of, you know, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe with a, well, you know, already built-in mode. So, and I'm pretty sure the ending is exactly like how it sounds, just like in the forms of the original New Super Luigi U, and especially noticeable with the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, at least for the Mario mode. As you see, that Nabbit still showed up, and then as soon as when he saw Peach kisses, depends on what characters you select, either Luigi, Toad, or Toadette, basically that he just managed to able to run off like that. So, but again, nothing really different about it, so it's just pretty much exactly the same thing as of how it does it previously. So there goes these Koopalings, in addition with Bowser Jr. again, and let's not forget about Bowser's trying to able to get back up into the forms of the airship itself. But again, you know, the ending is very similar to how it does it from before, but again, the only major difference is that Mario was nowhere to be seen and all that stuff. And I think I've already mentioned about this actually, is the fact that Blue Toad never sought to exist on the forms of some cutscenes in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, unlike the original Wii U version, which, if true, because of how the fact that they need to able to include Toadette or what have you, but hey, at least that's something is worth mentioning. So there goes those Koopa kids, or in this case Koopalings. Sorry for a little bit of attention right there, just because, well, I was getting ahead of myself, but then again, that's just how I think it is when it comes to, like, you know, discussing the same stuff over and over again. But either way though, that's just how I think it is. So, and as far as the ending credits goes, you know, it's exactly like in a New Super Mario Bros. U version, except, well, you know, the ground itself actually comes in flowers. So, one thing I should probably mention about this actually is the fact that, you know, the actual ground tiles that you can see on the credit sequence in New Super Luigi U is all in flowery, as opposed to the likes of how it does it just the actual ground and grass itself, unlike the ones in the New Super Mario Bros. U. It only happens whenever you're trying to able to actually, like, it happens the same thing for the forms of the physical versions of New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U physical version, because either way though, if you purchase the New Super Mario Bros. U the actual Wii U game, that the actual tiles itself and the title screen is all in grassy and ground and what have you, and that's all there is to it. But if you ever purchase the new Super Luigi U physical form, the actual ground itself has been changed onto the forms of that grassy, bushy, flowery ground. So even then though, that might be the only differences here. And one thing I should probably say is the fact that the actual title screen, you know, for the forms of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, it feels exactly similar to the new Super Luigi U physical version, except that Mario's now joined in, and especially noticeable by the forms about the fact that, you know, with a different Nintendo copyright, with a year-by-year syndrome, like 2012 to 2018, well, despite the fact that this game recently came out in 2019, so at least it could have expected to change that into 2012 to, you know, 2019, because that will make it much more sense. But unfortunately, though, that's not the case. So it's a shame, but at least there's some things want to point things out right away. So, you know, to get the drill with this particular credit sequence, you still once again collect those coins and all that stuff, but the noticeable difference is obviously Mario doesn't join in, and especially noticeable how the fact that Nappets can no longer wander off in the actual background, so instead that he actually joins in, even though that both Luigi and Yellow Toad specifically, and even Toadette, don't forget, can able to actually clap, or else the Nappet on the other hand though doesn't, because obviously he carries his rucksack with his arm, or even then something like that for that nature, but at least there's something's worth mentioning for this throughout. So anyway, what was I saying by the forms of the actual Seiko Festival thing? It will eventually going to be happening until at the very end of March. Who knows? We may actually get something new for Sonic, or in this case by the forms of new information on Team Sonic Racing or something like that, like a brand new trailer or story trailer for this matter. Or wait, that would able to happen until at some point in May, but I don't know exactly for sure about that just yet. But I was really hoping in during the likes of the new forms of this specific festival, it actually brings up, I don't know, Sonic Mania sequel, or in this case, the Sonic Adventure remake, which I've heard from the several rumors out there. They were trying to able to make it happen, while the forms of, who knows, maybe on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and possibly Nintendo Switch, and possibly the PC Steam version. Well, I've noticed by the fact that the original Sonic Adventure game already able to actually make an appearance on the PC, you know, the original version and the PC Steam version back in 2011. But nonetheless, though, let's just see if, who knows, we'll find out and during at some point throughout in March. So yeah, that's as far as I can say how this will go. So there we go, folks. That was it for New Super Luigi U. But of course, we're not exactly done with the actual main game just yet, because obviously, just like in New Super Mario Bros. U, you know, we only got ourselves one last thing to do with. Stuff like, you know, a few multiple stars remaining. So even then though, there's our first star that we've actually got. And especially noticeable, we still got ourselves the secret island that we can actually hop into. Which again, I'll show that off after whenever I'm done with World 9 by the forms of Superstar Road. So, but yet again, you still actually access to this world. Which I'll say this right now. The new Super Luigi U levels portions, when it comes to like the Superstar Road, is actually a lot more tougher than new Super Mario Bros. U counterparts. Well, almost all of it actually, because we'll run it down until whenever we get to that specific point in tomorrow's video. So, and truth be told, tomorrow's video is going to be the grand finale of the forms of the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe Let's Play. So that means, join me next time on Let's Play New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Is the fact that we're going to be doing a grand finale of the entire game of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe by able to be going through World 9 one last time, but this time in New Super Luigi U from Superstar Road. So see you guys next time. Later, fellas.